Hey, crypto family. So we're going to give it about 3 minutes before we start this live stream, and then we'll go over the current state of the market and a couple big news items that I want to go over, as well as some recent announcements for Bitcoin predictions by 2022. So we're going to give it about 3 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and start this live stream. Hey, I see we have a couple people in here. So again, we're just going to give it about a minute, and then we'll go ahead and start this live stream. All right, so we'll go ahead and get this live stream started. So as you see, we have basically the market's still in a bullish run. We've seen Bitcoin retraced a little bit. Right now it's at about $8,025. It's still up 2.76%. We have Ethereum above 500. We have Ripple still holding its good gains. It's up 5% to 64 cents. Bitcoin Cash 750. Litecoin 127 up 1%. And then we have EOS down a little bit at $8.91. And then looking at the rest here, we can see they're up anywhere from 1 to 8%. So again, kind of looking at a little consolidating, still some good profits going on, but from this recent, bull run that we had, when Bitcoin went up over $1,000 in an hour, you can see we've kind of started, I guess you could say accumulating for the next run. So looking at the chart right here, as you can see, there's a couple of indicators I have on here. One of them is the DeMark TD sequential, which basically measures when a reversal is likely to happen. So as you can see here, this is the 3-hour chart. So I use 3-hour, 4-hour, and then daily charts. But as you can see, this 3-hour chart here, so you can see it went up to a 9, and once it counts up to a 9, if it's green, if it's in a bullish trend, then after that 9, it's likely to reverse on the next couple of candles. So you can see here it had that reversal, and again, it was overbought on the RSI, so kind of that combined. Then I'll go and look at the 4-hour chart as well. And you can see here when it got up to a 9, again, it started reversing again. So I think that was just some selling. You know, we had a crazy run. It's just some people taking profits here. But I think as long as we stay above that $8,000 level, because that seemed to be, you know, some support that it did have coming up to this run, then I think we will see continued gains ahead. But long term, I do see we're still bullish. But again, we may have a little pullback in the next day or two. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But one of the main news articles I wanted to go over. So one here, it says Germany's #2 stock exchange unveils crypto trading app. So this was published today on CoinDesk. And it says the fintech arm of Germany's second largest stock exchange is set to launch a cryptocurrency trading app later this year. And this is huge. It says the app will initially offer trading support for Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Litecoin. And it'll be available for use in September. And then they said, according to the app's official website, more assets are coming soon. So this is huge because, as you know, mobile, basically people using, you know, mobile internet surpasses people who use the desktop internet. So because mobile phones are always in people's hands, and again, the more exchanges that come out with these apps, the easier it is for people to access cryptocurrencies and the more investors that we're going to get in the space. So it says the app is free to download, and according to its developers, it won't charge trading fees at launch. So again, that's kind of similar to the Robinhood exchange as far as trading fees go. And then it says that this app is actually, it is the first crypto app in the world to have a traditional stock exchange behind it. So again, for a stock exchange actually backing an app where you can trade on it, that's big. And again, that's going to cause a lot more investors to come into the space because it'll just make it that much easier. So I think this is some great news. And again, it shows more countries are adopting cryptocurrencies. Now, another thing I wanted to show here is here's an article by Forbes, and it says a bullish sign returns for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, EOS, and other cryptocurrencies. So basically, it talks about, you know, the recent rally that we had and some of the reasons. I went over it in my last video, but some of the reasons for the rally. Again, tax season is, you know, already in full effect, and it's ending on April 17th. So basically, people started selling their cryptocurrencies the beginning of the year to kind of, you know, help pay for those taxes. And as it's getting closer now, people are starting to get their tax returns. And in turn, they're using that money to reinvest into cryptocurrencies. So that's why you saw this sell-off. People had to pay their taxes. And then once they got if they got any profit back, you saw that money being reinvested. So I believe that was something that helped to the you know, the bullish candles that we had the other day. But, you know, that definitely wasn't the only reason. But I think as we get closer and as we pass April 17th, we'll start seeing some more money come in. And especially the couple of weeks after that, when people start getting those tax returns, we'll see even more money come into the market. So I just wanted to highlight that from this article as another reason, you know, why more money is being flowed into the market. So, and if anyone has any questions, feel free to comment. You know, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Going to the next article here. So Russia has, you know, they've been kind of on the fence about getting into cryptocurrencies or not getting into them. But ultimately, they decided, you know, they really want to get into them. And you can see Russia's Bitcoin mining industry takes root in Serbia. So, or Siberia, sorry. So, one of the largest, you know, mining companies, Bitbaza, reveals their plans to launch a mining farm, and they plan it to be one of the largest mining farms in Russia. So it's going to cost about $48 million US, and it says that it's going to generate, you know, 120 megawatts of power, and they're already planning to hire students at a local university to kind of help with projects to generate that heat from those mining farms to heat residential buildings in the area. So I think that's good. They're giving back to the community and kind of, you know, giving a plus side, not just, you know, using the electricity. So I thought that was definitely, you know, some positive news, as well as, I mean, Russia basically saying here that, you know, they can't be late to the party. So You know, I think it's great to just see more and more people getting into mining, you know, different countries coming into it. And I think it's definitely positive news and just shows that more people are adopting cryptocurrencies. So I thought that was good. It gave exposure to that. And then another article here I want to show is Yahoo Japan actually buys stake in Cryptocurrency Exchange. So it says published today on CoinDesk, and it says Yahoo Japan confirmed Friday that it had purchased a minority stake in a Japanese cryptocurrency exchange. Z Corporation, a subsidiary wholly owned by Yahoo Japan, acquired a 40% stake in BitArg Exchange Tokyo, valued at 2 to 3 billion yen, approximately 18 to 27 million dollars, according to Reuters. It says the exchange is set to launch in the autumn of 2018, Yahoo Japan said in a statement. So this is really big because, as you know, Yahoo is already a big company, and Yahoo Japan, you know, I mean, they're a big news company, and for them to invest that much money in a cryptocurrency exchange that's coming out in a couple months, I think that's really big because, again, companies are seeing the values of cryptocurrencies, and it's just going to fuel the growth that we're going to see towards the latter half of 2018. So I thought that for them, even, you know, investing in any cryptocurrency in general, much less an exchange, I think that's definitely positive news. And we already know that Japan is one of those you know, countries that invest heavily in cryptocurrencies and back it. You know, a lot of people back it in that country. So really no surprise here, but it's just, you know, it bears mentioning that more and more companies are getting involved in that. So another article I want to post, the main one of the video here, is this guy here, Tim Draper, who predicts that Bitcoin will hit $250,000 in 4 years. So by 2022. And, you know, there's a lot of predictions going around. You have John McAfee saying it'll reach 500,000. You know, you have a lot of people speculating what it's going to reach. But the reason I want to bring this up is because Tim Draper is one of those people that has predicted a lot of correct prices for Bitcoin. And I'm going to go over exactly who he is and, you know, why I think this is very important. So it says, how high can Bitcoin rise? So it says, according to venture capitalist and Bitcoin bull Tim Draper, get ready for the cryptocurrency to reach 250,000 in 4 years. And this is something that caught my eye here. He says, serious winds of change at our blockchain party last night. The founder of Draper, Fisher, Jerviston, wrote on Twitter regarding his Thursday cryptocurrency celebration block party. I predict 250,000 in 2022. And it just goes on. He actually made a mistake. He said 25,000 at first when he meant 250,000. But basically here, you see this quote here, serious winds of change at our blockchain party last night. So apparently there was some talk going on, and, you know, he heard some stuff which really makes him believe that Bitcoin will reach this 250,000 in 4 years. And he has a lot of connections. He's real big. He first got into Bitcoin in 2014 whenever he, I think, bought 30,000 Bitcoin from the government in 2014 when it was around $600. And I'm assuming, you know, he still has some of that left. But you can see here, they had a big banner up. It says 250K in 2022. And again, he's really going all in on this. And it says here he purchased $30,000 worth of Bitcoin. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, this guy's all in on it. And some of his predictions are, you see here, it says he was talking about predicting Bitcoin. I have an article right here, and it says whenever Bitcoin, he predicted it would be $10,000 in 3 years, and that was whenever Bitcoin was only worth $413. So he predicted in 3 years it would reach $10,000, and then in 2015 he predicted that Bitcoin would top 10,000 by the end of 2017. And it says on November 29, 2017, the price of Bitcoin crossed $10,000 for the first time, reaching a peak of over 19,700 a few weeks later. And again, you know, that prediction, his current prediction, again, there's a lot of, you know, uncertainty and regulatory change with Bitcoin, but it's not phasing him. Basically, he still sticks with his, you know, with his opinion and with his prediction. And I think that it's not far off. He kind of equates it to, you know, fiat money right now is $100 trillion. You know, it's worth $100 trillion. And he says, you know, if Bitcoin to get some of that multiplied, even times 1,000, where it's at right now. That would roughly equate to when it becomes a world currency. And seeing everything going on, I think it's definitely possible that Bitcoin could reach these values. Again, just think about how many people there are in the world. Bitcoin was recently, if you watch my last video, I mentioned that in the Muslim community, Bitcoin was actually seen as halal, which is, holy and legal. So people were okay to invest in it. And so, I think Muslims make up, 1 in 4 people in the world. And for that big population, which helped with a lot of the bull run that we had that day, you have all those people coming into the market, and you have all these different countries, buying stakes in cryptocurrencies or adopting it or building mining rigs, that, it's only a matter of time before people actually start using cryptocurrencies for actual utilities instead of just, making them and investing in them. I think we're getting close to that point where, banks and everyone are kind of seeing that cryptocurrencies are a threat. It could affect their sector. So they're starting to invest in it and starting to kind of, adjust to the changing environment that everyone wants. So, or, the majority of people want. So I just think that it'll be great to see just what we do, in the next couple of years. And even this year in 2018, there's been predictions anywhere from 25,000 to 50,000 by the end of 2018. So I think that's definitely a possibility, and something we definitely can't rule out. And they mentioned, I think Bitcoin went over 4,000%. I believe it was from 2013 to 2017. So another 4,000% would put it, roughly, even more, than these levels. So it's just, something to kind of keep in mind. When you look at the big picture, it's definitely something that is achievable in that time frame. So, but with that, again, if anyone has any questions, feel free to comment. But these are basically some of the news articles I wanted to cover. Now, again, a lot of cryptocurrencies are still up today. And as far as investing is concerned, I'm not a financial advisor, so, this isn't financial advice or anything. But, definitely take some profits. I recommend taking some profits off the table. When you have, such fast rises like we had right now, it's always good to at least take some profits. But again, I recommend still holding, large amount. But short term, if you want to try to catch a drop here, it's definitely possible. But just keep that in mind when you have any rises like this. There will be slight pullbacks, but long term, of course, I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. I'm still holding most of my cryptocurrencies that I had at the beginning of the year. So it's just being able to hold through all this change, and again, not letting emotions get the best of you, versus panic selling or FOMO buying, and just patiently waiting. If you're very bullish on a coin, then don't let this sideways or volatile movement affect you. Just keep holding, and eventually, I believe at the end of 2018, we'll see much higher numbers that we saw versus the beginning of the year. So, some coins I've been looking at for anyone that's been wondering. So these are some altcoins that I see that have great growth for the future, and some that I think can definitely make big moves. Encash is one of them. Nucleus Vision. So you can see they went up today over 22%, and they've just been on a crazy rise. Ever since Bitcoin has started showing bullish trends. But again, even when Bitcoin was declining, Encash was still moving up. So this is definitely, it's a recent company. It had its ICO in February, and that's when it released. And since then, it's just been doing great. So this is definitely a coin that can have a lot of potential and a lot of growth for the future. There's a lot of people on Twitter who are talking about it. And again, I think it's definitely one to keep watching. And another one I was looking at is Dragon Chain. Dragon Chain is basically, it's a company that gives businesses turnkey solutions to enter the cryptocurrency market. So businesses don't want to get into cryptocurrencies because it's hard to convert their business model to blockchain technology. So basically, Dragon Chain takes the Java, C++, or whatever programming language that business is using, and converts it into the blockchain technology, and so that the business can adapt to cryptocurrencies and the changing environment. So, you know, they have a lot of startup companies that they're working with, and again, they're in talks with Starbucks. There's been, you know, some rumors going around that they could be working with Starbucks and could potentially have some partnership going on in the near future. So whether or not that's true, I definitely see some growth for Dragon Chain, and you know, it's grown a lot so far, and I think we'll definitely see it again near these all-time highs that we had in January when it reached over $5. So just keep that in mind. We know whenever investing, look at the long-term growth, look at the team, and you'll see those, you know, you'll see if the team has value, and then that's what I look for whenever I look at that long-term growth. So definitely something to keep in mind there. And as well as other coins I was looking at besides those two. I know, you know, Omi's Go had a partnership, I believe, and they rose quite a bit. I believe they rose over 30 or 40% yesterday. And then another coin I was looking at is Zilliqa. Zilliqa is another coin that's been rising a lot, and I think it's went over 30% in the past couple of days. So keep an eye on that one. And then another one I was looking at, let me see if I can find it. I believe those were the main coins, you know, as of now. But again, keep in mind some of these, you know, bigger coins here. Monero, they're going to have their hard fork at the end of the month. So keep an eye on that. And as well as a lot of the marijuana coins. So as you know, it's April 13th today. April 20th is the quote unquote, you know, marijuana holiday. So coins such as THC, look at definitely getting in on those. This coin, if you look at the 7-day chart, you can see this coin has risen quite a lot. I mean, just 7 days ago, it was nearly 4.5 cents, and now it's almost doubled that. So again, expect this to rise a lot more as we reach that 420 date. You have POT, P-O-T. Again, it's up, you know, 5% today, but if we look at that 7-day chart, we can see how much it's risen. I mean, it was, you know, it was about 8 cents 7 days ago, so it's risen 50%. And there's Dope Coin, and there's also Can. If you look at those, but yeah, but THC and pods are probably the two main ones. Mainly THC. I think that one will have the most growth out of all of them. But again, just look at dates and kind of look at, you know, world events or certain you know, different countries' holidays, and kind of cater to that when you're looking at investing in coins, as well as, you know, technical analysis is a big part. But it goes, you know, it goes hand in hand with fundamental analysis as well. So just some stuff to keep in mind when you're looking at different coins. But if no one has any questions, you know, I just wanted to make this live stream, kind of go over a couple of news articles and some stuff I saw, and just put some people at ease, because, you know, we were in a bearish trend for a while. We could still get there again, but, you know, I think that with all this volume that's coming in, you know, and a lot of this positive news coming out, that we could set up, you know, for another leg up. It may not come in the next couple of days. It may take another couple of weeks, but I think, you know, we will see this big leg up. There's another crypto conference. I believe it's May 14th, if I'm not mistaken. Tika, he was the guy in Palm Beach Confidential. Whether you like him or hate him, he predicts a lot of stuff in cryptocurrencies, and he predicts that's when a lot of people will be investing, and that's when the next second boom will happen. That's what he called it. So we'll see if that happens. But again, you know, don't lose track of the long-term view of Bitcoin. And again, we're still up. You know, I believe over a year ago, it was, you know, nearly $1,000. So we're still up quite a bit from a year ago. And I think we'll definitely see a lot more growth this year. This will be one of the bigger years, just like 2017 was. So just keep that in mind. And again, if y'all have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Like this video if you liked it, and please subscribe if you haven't. I'm always doing giveaways. Every 500 subscribers, I give away $100 worth, $50 worth of Bitcoin to 2 subscribers who, you know, like my videos and subscribe. And continue to do that to show support. And, you know, I appreciate every one of you watching my videos, liking my videos, subscribing, and just want to give back. So with that, again, thanks for watching, and until next time, see you later.